The views expressed on this holiday podcast special are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, employees, sponsorships, or affiliates of thereof.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Do you ever feel alone during the holidays? I've been there before, and it's not a fun place to be, which is why I wanted to create a special for somebody like me back in the day. I just wish I had a listening ear, or maybe even heard stories that brightened up my time or my mood. I wanted that. So here's my gift to you. This is 12 Days of Christmas with me, Drerawka. I got some of my closest friends, and we talk Christmas. We talk about their favorite traditions and new ones as well. I hope you enjoy, and a very Merry Christmas from me to you.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Listen daily with my dad and his friends for 12 Days of Christmas. Only here on Unrestricted.
Unrestricted podcast listeners, thank you so much for clicking play. Because of you, the numbers are going up, and up on YouTube. I'm really liking where we are with the reels. We just hit 450,000 total views, and it's all because of you. So thank you for your support. This Podsmas Marathon is coming to an end, and I just appreciate you for sticking around for this journey. It's been fun. It's been a lot of work. Like I said, it's a marathon, but it's been fun. Hopefully you're enjoying the stories that my friends have been bringing you, and hopefully you enjoy this one that we have today. I got my friend Lucas across from me.
Hey, what's up, Jake?
Found out real recently that you're also Andre.
Yep, Andre as well. We went by Lucas for a little while, but it's Andre Lucas.
Yeah. Lucas, you are from São Paulo, Brazil.
Yes, sir.
We met what? Was it in the summer? Like August is when you started over there?
August, September, that's when we started meeting.
Yeah. And we've been working really close together. We've been working at least 3 times a week.
Yep. Doing a lot of videos, a lot of social media and all that type of stuff.
Doing some content. And I'm getting to know you a little bit more the way we do this. You know, we had a really good talk on Friday, and I was like, man, why don't you come on to the pod?
Yep, and I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for showing up so early.
Oh, for sure.
And we're recording this on a Sunday. It's your day off. And so, man, I thank you.
Everything.
I want to start off with, what was Christmas like in São Paulo, Brazil? Did you even celebrate it?
Yes, we do. It's really different from here, to be honest. So in Brazil, Christmas is during our summertime. So like over there, I just spoke with my dad this morning, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, why are you wearing so many jackets?" I'm like, "It's freezing in here, man." It's like, over here, so warm, so nice. So it's a little bit different, the type of Christmas from there to here, but it's amazing over there as well. We celebrate Christmas on the 24th at night, so we open all of our gifts on the 24th, not on the 25th like we do over here in the morning of Christmas. So that's a little bit different, and I love it. I love the way Christmas is in here because I've always watched in the movies and all that type of stuff, and now I live with it, so it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, you think about all the traditional Christmas movies, right? It's all snow.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Netflix, watching Brazil, all snow, and you look outside, there's a Christmas tree right there and snow falling, and you're just watching a Christmas movie. Yeah, that's good.
It might be me being naive, but does São Paulo, did you guys have Christmas trees? Like real Christmas trees?
We do, yeah. Actually, we do, yeah. In Brazil, there was this one place, it's called Osasco, where my dad used to take me, and there was like a really big Christmas trees and a lot of decorations. It was really cool, yeah.
You had, obviously, you have a mom and dad, but they broke up early, right?
Yes.
So you had a split home early. Was there anything that mom did that dad didn't, or vice versa? Was one of them into it more?
My dad and my mom, they always had really good relationship, even though they've been broken up since before I turned 1 year old. But they always had a really good relationship. I feel like that's what helped me become what I became because of the good relationship that they had with each other. So they always try to give me the same type of education in both places, so they never try to like one do this and the other one do that. So they were always in the same page and always working together too, because it was about me, it wasn't about them. So that's one thing that I really loved about them.
Are you religious?
Yes, we are. We are Christians.
Oh, okay. So Christmas really means a lot. Did you guys do mass and stuff like that?
Yes, my dad would always do it, and it's kind of sad that like this time we're not there to do that. So it's pretty sad, but hopefully next year we'll be together so that we can celebrate it together.
Yeah.
Because it's been 6 Christmas, 6 Christmas that I've been away from my family, so it's pretty sad.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a long time to be away.
Yeah, man. I try to go back all the time, but it's just like it's kind of hard to go back.
Yeah.
But I'll probably bring my dad to come over.
Has he ever had like a holiday here?
Yes, he celebrated one holiday with me my very first year when I got here. He came over. He celebrated with me, my mom, my family, and everyone. We all just spent together. So that was like a really great time.
Did he get snow when he was here?
Yes,
Oh,
yes. So
hell
he saw
yeah.
snow for the first time. There was this one picture that when he came over, he saw snow. We sat outside. We put 2 chairs and we just drank Coke. And just like took a picture like we were in Brazil in summer with like no with shirtless on. So it was pretty funny. I'll send you the picture so you can show them all.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it was a great time.
I'm just sitting here thinking what the first feeling of snow would be like. So when you first got to the United States, how old were you and where did you land first? Did you land straight in Utah first?
Yes, so I lived for a little bit from 2009 to 2010 in Texas. I was about 6 to 7 years old, and then I went back to Brazil, and I kind of grew up my teenager ages in there, and I came back to United States when I was 15 years old. And I remember like it was yesterday. I was sleeping over at a friend's house, and I just looked outside and it's falling snow. And then I just go out with my friend and I call everyone in Brazil, hey, I'm seeing snow for the first time. So, so it was really funny, man. Like,
Could you see the movies, right?
oh, definitely. Like, I just fell on the ground, just do this, because
Snow
it's the
angels.
first time that you see snow. It doesn't snow in Brazil, for those who doesn't know. And when you see snow for the first time, it's like, whoa, like it's a dream come true because you've just watched in the movies. You've never seen it in person. So it's, for some people, like, oh, it's just snow.
Yeah.
But when you see it the first time, man, it's like, wow, it's really beautiful.
It reminds me of like the first time I went to Arizona to see my my sisters. And I've never been to Arizona. It's like a true desert. We live in a desert state, but I don't feel like it's desert. Arizona's a real desert.
Yeah.
And so we're driving into Peoria, and I look out the window. I'm like, what are those things on the ground? And I thought they were like basketballs. It was oranges. And I was like, what? Orange trees really exist? I thought it was just a farm. It's just regular old orange trees and avocado trees.
Yeah, man.
heck?
Like when you see things for the first time, you're just like, wow, it's different one from your hometown. So how can I say that? How can I say that?
You freak out. It's like it's just
Yeah,
shocking.
like you've never seen that, so it's just not normal. You see that for the people, when they live there, it's just normal for them.
What was life like in Brazil? Well, how was it growing up in Brazil?
It's really different, to be honest. Like, I had to grow. I had opportunity to grow in both places. So growing up in Brazil, it's really fun. Like you learn a lot. Like pretty much everything I've learned to become a man, or like different things for you live life and that type of stuff. It's really good to live there because people, they don't care what you think, they don't care what you do, they're just trying to get on you. So you always gotta need to get your back. So that helps a lot to grow up, and especially where my mom came from. She came from Itaquera. So that's the place that you actually need to know how to live. Otherwise, people are just going to get on top of you. So that helped me a little bit. And over here, you don't have that type of stuff. But it was really good. Like, I miss my teenagers there. I miss my friends in there. But I love that place, and it was amazing.
Did you live in just Sao Paulo, or did you live other places?
I lived just in Sao Paulo, but I lived in two, different places because my dad used to live in Butantã and my mom lived in Itaquera. So sometimes I had to take the train and go to my dad on Fridays on the weekend so I could spend the weekend with my dad and that type of stuff.
What's the biggest misconception about Brazil? And what I mean by misconception means like for me, it's all beautiful women on beaches. That's what when I think about Brazil, that's what I think about.
Yeah, a lot of people think that.
Or favelas.
Favelas, yeah. Well, there's favelas. There is beautiful people in there. There's beautiful beaches in there. There is a lot of people stealing stuff. That's something that's not a misconception. That's like actually happens. That's one of the reasons that I like here so much, because you have more safety for your family. Over here, you have the power to buy more than in Brazil. So things in Brazil is just really difficult. Like, you really need to be someone to live there. Over here, you don't need that much to be someone. You can be someone with a little. In Brazil, there's no chance you can be someone like that. So people think that in Brazil there's not a lot of money, but there's a lot of people with a lot of money, and there's people with a lot of people with no money at all. So there's those two people living in the same places.
That could be confusing.
It's confusing, yeah, because sometimes like the rich people come to the beach and then, oh, a kid just passed and took my phone, and that happens. I had a friend that he went to Brazil and he lost his chain, and like,
wow,
there's nothing you can do. Like, there's little things that for us are so like, they don't mean that much. For them means a lot, because they're just going to resell it because they don't want to get a job, or they want to do any of that type of stuff.
And I just assume that every Brazilian knows jiu-jitsu. Every Brazilian
I don't.
is Anderson Silva.
But here in Utah, there's so many like jiu-jitsu places, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I'm like, yeah, I got to learn Brazilian jiu-jitsu because I don't know Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I was actually talking with IJ, like, yeah, IJ, we got to. For who doesn't know IJ, he's my coworker. And yeah, we gotta start Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Dre. We gotta come with us
I'm
too.
down.
Yep, let's do it.
I'm down. I gotta see your mom. Maybe I lose a few pounds
Yep.
and then go to the gym and then we do this thing.
Yeah, let's do it. My mom, she's been helping IJ a lot too, and she's been trying. For who doesn't know, my mom's a nutritionist. She tried to help a lot of people losing weight and feel good about themselves. Sometimes weight is just not about the number. It's more about how you feel about yourself. It's more mentality than physical. Because it helps a lot of your mentality. For who doesn't know, so for who doesn't know, Cynthia Mitchell, she'll be able to help you out.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was talking to you. Hopefully we get her on the show, talk about, because her story's crazy.
Yeah, her story is crazy. Yeah, her story is like, it'll be a long podcast. It's a great story. It's a really upcoming story for a woman that went through a lot. So
yeah,
stay
tuned.
Yep, hopefully we'll get her here.
I was talking to my friend Hui, Felipe. We used to be roommates and label mates on a record label, and he moved back to São Paulo. But he used to teach me a lot about his culture. He had a tambourine. He was always beating on this damn tambourine.
Yep.
All the songs come on, he's beating on this tambourine.
Yep.
He would tell me something that was really like, because I asked him the same thing. What's the difference between like Utah and where you grew up? And he was like, the weird thing is that in Utah, if you live in the hills, you're rich.
Yeah.
But in São Paulo, if you live in the hills, you're not rich.
That's true, actually. Yep.
Which is nuts to me.
Yeah. You live in the hills, it's favela pretty much. And who lives like in the middle of the city, like it's literally the opposite. What he said just makes totally sense. Yep. I've never thought about that way.
If you really think about it, if you're rich, maybe you want to be up in the hills so you can watch what's going on.
All right. In Brazil, no. Brazil, the poor people are up in the hill just watching what's going on.
What kind of animals does Brazil have? You know how we have like magpies and squirrels and stuff. What runs around your neighborhood back home?
One thing that's sad about Brazil, you see a lot of dogs without owners in Brazil. Over here, you don't see that much like dogs with no owners just going through the street. There's animal service too, so I'm sure that they'll get them. In Brazil, no, man, there's just so many dogs. It's so sad. So many cats just running around.
Damn, that's not. I mean, it's sad, but I was expecting like something like a toucan or something.
You don't see like squirrel, that type of stuff in Brazil. You see like pigeons and that type of stuff, but then you see a lot of dogs. That's the pets that you see. Dogs, like this girl is a dog. It's like,
what was school life like?
School life, that's what hit me the difference of loving Americans so much. Like,
Get up on that mic, by the way.
Sorry, man.
There you go.
That's what I loved about America so much, is that school in here is just so different. And what's sad about Brazil is that you pay for your school in high school. So that for some parents that can be a little bit hard, because like imagine you have to pay like $2,000 plus utilities and rent and all of that stuff for the kids, dentists and all that, plus their school. So like that can be a little heavy, and it's not even the best education as possible. But in here you get a really good education, a really good facility of school, weight training school, soccer school. You play guitar, you learn ceramics, auto cars. Like, there's so many things that you learn in school in here that you don't learn in there. And if you were going to learn in there, if you get this school from here and put it in Brazil, and you want to go same school, same price, in Brazil will be about like 10,000 reais, which is like pretty much insane. And here you don't pay for that type of education, so that's what hit me the difference. And I loved school here. Like I said, I've always watched it in the movies, so it was really good watching the movies. And you come here like, whoa, I'm living the movies, you know. So I had the opportunity. So I had a great time at school. It was really great.
You're grateful.
Oh, always.
Sometimes sometimes we gotta remind ourselves that, like, hey, I've never lived in a different country, so I don't know. I can't compare it to anything. But you literally can. You can compare it to a different country.
Yep.
You can compare it to a different lifestyle and a way of living. Do you think you would? Obviously, I think you'd be able to survive. But if you had the choice, would you go back and live?
No, because I have this conversation with my friends pretty much every day. I have a few friends that they would go back, but they're a little bit older than me, so I understand them, because whatever I'm living here now, they've lived all of this in Brazil, so they have more connection than I do. I was just like, I came here when I was 15, so. But for living there back in Brazil, I don't think I would. I don't think I can. I went back to see my dad, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to have my family in here. I want them to grow up in here. They can be safe in here, so it's just a different perspective. Some people don't understand what I think, but from where I came from, it's really clear. Like, I would not go back. Definitely not.
Did you have a girlfriend back home, back in Brazil?
No.
So you didn't. You really started getting into girls when you moved here.
Yep.
You went to Hillcrest High.
I went to Hillcrest High School. Yep. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Hillcrest. Did you find yourself being consumed by the American teenager type of thing? Were you I don't want to say manipulated, but were you peer pressured into things that you normally wouldn't do?
Well, definitely. You always like the prom, like homecoming, man. Homecoming was such a different thing for me. Like, everyone's like, oh, homecoming's coming up. And I'm like, homecoming, like my first year in high school.
And it's at the beginning of the year, too.
At the beginning of the year, my first year. So like a month into the school, 3 months in America, and then there's homecoming. I'm like, oh my gosh, what I'm gonna do, man. I hope she doesn't watch this video. But then my mom, she had a friend, and then she was texting her friend like, oh my gosh, Lucas want to go to the homecoming, but he has no clue what to do. He doesn't know anyone, blah, blah, blah. And luckily, my mom's friend, she had a daughter that she was super nice, Annie. She was really nice to me, really grateful for her, because she treated me really well. I'm a really shy person, so she was really talking to me. She was trying to pull me to dance and all of that.
Did you dance?
I tried to, man.
You don't know how to dance?
No.
That's another misconception. I thought all Brazilians knew how to dance.
That's not me, man. No. Dance, not me. Dance is not with me. I try. My girlfriend, she danced really good, and she always tried to pull me to dance.
It's not the same girl that he went to homecoming with.
No, that's a different one. Yeah, gotcha. And I can't. And Annie was really nice to me, and I just had this totally different thing. Like, I had to do the poster. I had to write things on the poster, which I'd have never done this in Brazil, because that thing doesn't happen in Brazil. And then I had to buy a suit. I had to buy pants. And then I had to buy how does it call the thing for her wrist?
Oh, corsage.
Corsage, something like that. I had to buy the corsage, and I'm like, what the heck? What is all of that? You know?
And you just got into the
I just got it in here, but like, I wanted to get into it, you know? I wanted to like go live that life too. Yeah. I wanted to like have fun. And
did you know English?
No. She spoke a little bit of Portuguese because her mom was Brazilian. So we tried, like, me with my English and her with her Portuguese. But now she's speaking really good Portuguese, I believe. And I'm being able to speak a little bit better of the English too. So now we can have a better conversation. But back in the time, man, it was pretty tough. Yeah.
Difficult.
Oh, definitely.
I'm thinking about being a 15-year-old, being away from your childhood friends. You're coming here straight into a weird culture where it's like a dance. Did you guys have you were in what, middle school at the time when you left?
That was
freshman year, right?
Yeah, I did my freshman year in Brazil, and then I started my sophomore year in here. Yeah. So
a lot of different changes, man.
Yeah. I think not being able to be close to my friends in Brazil, that was the hardest part, to be honest, in the beginning. Yeah. Because, like, imagine you're 15 years old, you know everyone here, you just came out of middle school, freshman year, I went on a trip with my friends because whenever you graduate ninth grade for who doesn't know, it's still part of middle school in Brazil. So whenever you graduated, we went to a trip, Fortaleza. That's where Renato is from. So it was really fun. We went to the beaches and all of that. And it was really good, but it was a lot of difference between one to the other. But it was really good too.
Did you graduate?
Yes, I graduated in 2021. Yeah, 2021. Yeah.
Dang. You make me feel old. Every time you talk about your age and these things, you make me feel old.
Yep. No, Jerry, but you're still good, man. You're what, 30?
I'm 34.
I'm still young, man.
Yeah.
There's still 6 more years for 40, man.
Oh, yeah. Your 21's coming up.
I know, man.
It's exciting.
It's really exciting.
May's just around the corner.
Just like,
I was telling Renato, I was like, now's the time we need to plan his thing. We gotta do something.
6 more months, I'll turn 21 there. For who doesn't know, in Brazil, 21 doesn't matter anything. It's something here that you look up to it, but in Brazil, 18 is 18. You do anything you want.
Was social media big in Brazil?
Yes, it's something getting really big in Brazil that I've never expected to get that big, but it's something that like famous people use a lot. There's people that make money just on social media in Brazil. TikTok, that type of stuff. Just like in here. For who doesn't know, Brazil, people think, oh, Brazil, they don't have internet. Brazil, they don't have that. Because I've spoke with a lot of Americans and like, oh, you guys have that? You guys have this? Yeah, it's a really big country. There's a lot of rich people in there, which you probably don't think. There's a lot of nicest places, a lot of good restaurants. Like, feel like restaurants from Brazil, they're a lot better from here. And we got to go to Brazil sometime, Dre. I'm
down. I was telling one of my really good friends, Hui.
Yeah, man.
He was like, you got to come out. You got to
restaurants in there, tourist places, Rio. Those places are amazing to visit. Yeah, I recommend it to anyone.
I want to see an anaconda.
Oh yeah. I don't want to go there, but I'll take your flight. I'll drop you off over there.
Have you been to Rio? Have you been to the big statue in Rio?
I've never been to the statue, to like the Christ. I've never been over there, but I have done the teleferic. I think that's how it calls. It goes from one spot to the other, and you see like the whole Rio, the whole like the Pão de Açúcar, that's what they call. It's really nice, man. It's so pretty that you're like, wow. It's just like you seeing the mountains. Sometimes I go to the gym in the morning, and just like when I leave the gym, it's in front of the mountains, and you're like, whoa, this like a Windows pictures from the computer, man. Because like it's God's creation. There's no way that like looks that beautiful, you know. So
I was telling my son that I was like, we live in one of the most beautiful places in the world. In the world, and we just see it every day.
We see it every day, and we're not grateful for it, man.
Oh, I'm very grateful.
Yeah,
I take it in. Like this morning, I literally just stood at the end of the driveway and just looked at the mountains. It was snow capped. We just had the snowstorm, so it's beautiful right now, and it's clear right now. Now's the time to look at and embrace it.
Yep.
Have you embraced Utah? Like, have you went to Zion?
I've been to Zion.
Have you went skiing and snowboarding and all that stuff?
That's the part that I haven't done yet, man. I was talking to AJ. I was like, AJ, please, we gotta do it because I've been living in Utah for 6 years now, and I've never done skiing or snowboarding, and I think that's a shame on me. But I promise that this season I'm not gonna get past, but I'll get it.
Don't feel too bad, man. I've lived here all my life. Well, there was a 10-year stretch where I lived in Portland for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. So it's we kind of have similar like moving back to Utah kind of things. So I was born here, and I left here when I was 5, and then I lived in Portland, Oregon for 10 years, and I came back when I was 15. And that was sophomore year. And I didn't know nobody. So I kind of have that same experience where it's like I had to meet new friends. And that's why I asked you about like being peer pressured, because I was peer pressured and I did get into trouble, and you know I did do things that outside of my character, you know.
Yeah.
But I haven't been to Zion. I haven't been up on the mountain skiing. I've been through it, right? I've been to Park City and stuff, but I definitely want to do it too. No,
we got to do it, man, because like some people, they travel the whole world just to come ski in the greatest snow of the world, Utah. And we live right over here, and we've never done it. Like, you got to do it at least a couple times, just to like, at least one time, just to say that we've done it, you know?
What about American food? American food versus Brazil?
Brazil all the way, man. Like if I could eat rice and beans every day, I'm okay with it. I love rice and beans. For who doesn't know, that's something that it's really popular in the Brazilian table food. every day of the day because it's really cheap. So you eat rice, beans, and chicken, and steak, and any type of protein, whatever. So I love it, man. A lot of people, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of eating rice and beans. I love it. I can eat it every day. It's like my main meal.
Oh yeah.
I can remember my grandma cooking for me like rice and beans and everything. But food American, what would be American food, Jay?
A hamburger.
Hamburger.
I think like a cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
A hamburger wouldn't be from German though.
Would it?
Hamburg.
Oh, Hamburg, Germany.
Yeah.
Are they known for hamburgers out there?
Yeah. That's what I've read it. As they say that the hamburger came from Hamburg, the city Hamburger in German.
Well, the thing is that America is a melting pot. America isn't just one thing. Like Brazil, you got Brazilians, right? But America, it's Brazilians, it's Sudanians,
Italian, sushi,
everything.
Yep. They get a little bit of each, and
there's so many cultures that make the United States, which I think is awesome because we get to have this experience, right?
Yeah.
How many times do you run into? Well, let me ask you this: in Brazil, and maybe in your neighborhood, how many different cultures did you have?
A lot.
You had a lot, so it was a mixed.
There was a little. That's the city in where I used to live. That it was just like kind of a Japanese place. That they would sell like just Japanese would be there, and they would sell just Japanese food, just Japanese clothes, just.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the Japanese, that's the culture that we have the most in there. Japanese food in Brazil, it's different, man. That's one thing that I don't like in here.
What, the Japanese food?
Yeah, because over
like
there,
sushi?
Yeah, man. Over there is like a rodizio of sushi. You
Like
know,
all you can eat?
all you can eat
And
of
they
sushi.
just come and
they just come
with the skewer?
So
the
they
sushi's on a skewer?
no. So you have like a whole menu, and they give you like the menu, and they're like, okay, what would you not want from the menu? So then you choose the ones that you don't want, and they bring you everything. And they're like, okay, do you want more? Okay, they'll bring you another one. Okay, do you want more? They'll bring you another one. And just like those boats with crazy sushis, temaki, hot rolls, and all that type of stuff. So like,
We got that here.
no, man, it's not. I went. No, I'm gonna show you. I went to the.
And Simply Sushi don't count. All right, Lucas.
No, man, I went to a place over here. I was like, okay, let me get a temaki, and they bring me a temaki. There's like this two things of cheese, and I'm like, what the heck is that, man? Like, and then I'm gonna send you the picture that I took of that temaki and of a Brazilian temaki, bro. You're gonna see the difference, and then you can show them all. It's
Have you had fat fish in West Valley?
fat fish. No, is it good?
Fat fish is good.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, but I'm American. I don't know the difference between Japanese, Brazilian.
I gotta take you to Brazil, man.
It's expensive, man.
I know.
So
That's
we gotta make this money now, Lucas.
That's why I don't go to Brazil that much. For who doesn't know, when I say I don't go to Brazil that much, it's because it's really expensive.
We just need to talk to our rich friends.
Yep, we need to.
And we know who those.
We know who those are.
And you're gonna be watching this too.
You
so
will.
we're coming to you for a loan.
We're gonna say, hey, let's do a video in Brazil.
Yeah.
Let's shoot a video or something. It's gonna bring a lot of customers and blah blah blah.
Exactly. You've done a lot though. You've done a lot since being an adult, man. You've done construction. You've worked in the restaurant business. You've worked in car sales. What makes you want to keep sharpening these different tools? What makes you want to keep trying new things?
I always like to have a lot of different varieties on my plate, so I don't like to just stick in one thing. I always like to just explore a little bit of each side, you know, like I explore a little bit of the car business, I explore a little bit of the watches business, a little bit of the restaurant business, corporative business, so all of those, and construction business too. And it's always good to, you know, which business would be the best fit for you before you just go full into one. That's my opinion. I'm not telling anyone to do that, but that's what has been working best for me. I started as 12 years old. I was working for my dad in Brazil. He has a buffet in Brazil that he serves like colleges and all that type of stuff, or professors and all of that. And so I would help them serve for them all. And then I moved to United States. I didn't have a job at first. I was 15. So I started picking up leaves on the fall and winter, removing snow. I always try to figure something out. And then my mom knew this really good guy, Junior from Browser Grill. He's a great guy.
Shout out to Junior.
We talked to him about it a lot. He's really good. And then he's a person that it's been my mentor pretty much. So he's been helping me so much. He's like helped me so much. Why? Because my dad doesn't live here, so he's the person that kind of like it's helping me to get through all of that. So I started working for him as a busboy, and he said he's a really good friend of my mom. He said like, Cynthia, I don't want him here because I think I'm gonna yell at him. So I don't want to ruin our relationship. So please just don't make him work here. She's like, no, just give me an opportunity. Well, he gave me an opportunity. He really liked me. I went from busboy to meat server to the grilled chef. So like I've grew up in the restaurant. I did everything that I could in there. It was really good. And then I was like, okay, now it's time for something different.
Can we pause real quick on Braza?
Yeah.
Being the meat server, you're the man that comes around with the big old steak knife. You're chopping things up. You're putting things on the plate. Can you take me through a time, maybe a weird time or something that's happened at the maybe nothing bad, but have you ever dropped like meat on somebody's lap or something?
Yeah, man. And that's so embarrassing. Because like you're serving them, you drop this steak. They're always wearing nice clothes. Like I think the lady, she was wearing like white pants or something, and I dropped like a red steak on her. Where do you put your face? Like, what do you do? You say sorry, yeah, she accepted, but like you go back, you see that stain in her clothes because of you, and then she probably has something important right after. So yeah, it's really embarrassing. That's something that I don't like to go through. But
she was about to get proposed to.
Oh, don't even tell me about it. I hope not. I hope not, man.
He was gonna ask her, and then he was like, "I can't marry
you with those pants." But it didn't happen only once. It happened more than 5 times for sure. I worked there for 4 years, so I dropped a lot of steaks.
That would be always my fear of being a server. Am I gonna drop the drink on them
or the knife? Sometimes the knife just slips. Like it happens, like.
You cut somebody?
No, I never cut anybody, but it slipped and fell on the floor because I had this really thing that I did really fast with a knife to go faster and serve people faster, and sometimes I dropped it and then everyone looked at you or drop like how we carry that little thing like that on there or drop that thing. You're like,
it's all loud.
It's so loud
because it's a tiny place, so everybody sees what's going on.
One time I dropped like 2 whole stacks of plates.
No,
it was just like boom in the floor. And I was like, everyone heard it. Everyone, like when everyone stopped it. And I was just like, I was the color of your hoodie, bro. And Junior, he's the person that he would be mad at that type of stuff. But he saw how red I was, how embarrassed I was, that he's just like, just clean it up. Like, because I was everyone looked at me, bro. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Yeah, but we got over it. I cleaned it up and said
kept moving.
Yeah.
That's life lessons, right?
Oh, definitely. You do so many things that you think, oh my gosh, I did this. It's good that you've done that. Just take that as a lesson so you don't have to do it again. I've never done it again. Like steak is different. I've dropped steak a couple more times. But like dropping plates on... One time I did this really thing that I kind of messed up. Like I messed up on that one, man. So I used to work at a watch shop, and there was the watchmaker Leo. Shout out to Leo too. He's a really nice guy. If you need a Rolex in service or anything, he's your guy in Utah.
Oh, my audience saying Rolex wears. My audience is G-Shock.
Well, if anyone has a Rolex from their grandfather, you never know. Yeah, shout out to Leo, official time watch. And we always get packages, right? So we were getting this really nice package that was really nice watch, and I was really excited to see it. And then I saw the watch, and there was a second watch in there that I forgot about it. And then I got the second one, and I forgot about it. So I just left it inside of the package, So I got the nice one I put in the showcase and all of that. And then the next day, like, hey, where's the second watch? I'm like, it's in the... where is it? It was in the box, right? And he's like, oh no. And then I threw the boxes the other night in the
trash. In
the trash, man. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I hope it still there. And then he goes back and the watch was still in the box in the trash with the Rolex. And then wasn't really expensive Rolex, but like it's something that like I took that as a really big lesson in my life to like pay more attention to what you do. So I just started ripping the boxes off to make sure of what I was doing. So everything that happens in your life that you've done a mistake, just take that as a lesson, because it's not bad you make a mistake. It's bad you make twice the same mistake. That's the one thing. But if you're making the mistake, if it was your first time, like just take that as your lessons, and that you'll get through it.
So you go to Braza, you make some mistakes, you have some lessons, and then after that.
And then after Braza, I was like, okay, I need to find something else to do. I'm here. I've been at Braza for 4 years. I've pretty much done know everything about this place. I know everything about the business. I wanted to be in the restaurant business for like pretty much my whole teenager years, but it's something that I still look up for it in the top when like I'm set up and everything. I really like that you're giving that comfort to people. They come eat, they be happy at it. I really like that feeling. So then after, I'm like, okay, I need to find something different. Then I went to work at that watch place, which was the place that I tell him every day, this place, it taught me pretty much everything I know. It taught me how to talk. It taught me how to talk about expensive things. It taught me how to speak with customers that it's not really my age. So I tell him, like, this is a place that all the teenager needs, because it helps them so much to get, like, he taught me how to do emails for, like, really nice emails for customers. So he taught me so much that I'm really grateful for him. That's Leo. And then I was just ready for something else. I like talking to people, I like talking to Jay, I like talking with a lot of different people, like meeting people. I'm like, okay, gotta find something else different. And then I met IJ. Well, I've known IJ for a while, because he used to work at Braza too. So he was like, hey, don't you want to come over? And I'm like, why not? Like, let's try it. Let's just see how it is. And then I just fell in love. That's Fiuza, which I'm at right now. We work in a dealership that we sell cars. And if you need a car, we'll be there for you. Dre, he knows.
Today we got the Audi Q5. It's an amazing car. Lucas's favorite word is amazing.
Amazing. That's gonna be my thing, man. You know, they were like, "Oh, you're just speaking amazing. Let's just say amazing. That'll be my thing. Just amazing.
Amazing's good. Amazing is positive.
It's amazing. Life is amazing. Everything is amazing. So just gotta be grateful for everything.
I think you have a really good outlook on life, especially how young you are.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is you growing up in one area, learning, and then growing up in a different area at a young age. Right, you're in your adulthood, right? But you're still learning, you're still growing.
Yep.
And you're not I'm speaking about myself. When I was 20, I was very ungrateful on a lot of things, and you have an outlook of being grateful. You know, I'm happy I got a job. I'm happy I got a girlfriend. I got my own place to live in. I got my own car. I live in a beautiful state. Yeah. You know, some people don't see those blessings.
Yeah, no, like what I was telling you the other day, that everything is not just a simple coincidence. It's how about you treat life, how about you treat things in your life. So, like I was telling you at Braza, I met Braza for the first time in 2016 when I came to visit my mom about something that was happening with her. And I just came to visit her, just came to have a dinner at Braza. Who knew that 3 years later I would be coming over and spending 4 years at Braza, at the restaurant, that I sat down and that I had a talk with a person that I was like, okay, I think I want to move my life to here. 4 years later, I spent at Braza. Okay. And then in 2020, I worked at Fiuza in the construction. So like I built the new dealership that they have now. And I did like the tractor thing. I put their tile. So like I helped them a lot in the construction. And I look up to Fiuza, I'm like, whoa, this must be cool, like just selling cars, But that's something that never came to my head. And then 3 years later, I started working at Fiuza as a salesperson. It's not much, but like for me, this is just like, it's something that like, it's so grateful that like, I never saw it coming. I never knew it could happen. So I'm just really grateful for everything that happens in my life, and everything happens for a reason. You go through difficulties in your life because God is putting something in your plate at the end of the life that you're going to need that difficult in your life, and you're going to need how to learn with it, how to deal with it. So it's always good to go through difficult times so that you can become a better person, a better version of yourself. So I always look up to being grateful for everything that happens in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it's beautiful. Do you, what are you most proud of yourself right now?
I haven't got there yet, but I have a big goal in my life for my parents, when I get there, then that will be my biggest proud moment. But
Up to this point,
what's
Lucas proud of himself for?
I live by myself as 20 years old, man. That's amazing.
There you go.
To be honest, I love that, man. I love living by myself, have my own place, have my own car. I don't need anyone to I don't need anyone for anything. Not that I don't need you, not anything, but I can live my life simple, just simple, So I love having my own place, coming home, my couch right there, my kitchen looking good, my room looking good. So I just love that place. That's it's not a fancy place, but that's my proud moment because it was my first house. I started living 5 months ago by myself. So it was really good. That's my proud thing for the moment. But then we'll do another podcast telling about the proudest moment of my life. Yeah.
You like to sleep on the couch? Lucas, he's like, man, I slept on the couch last night. I was like, man, you don't got a bed.
And Jay was like, oh, did your girlfriend put you on the couch? No, bro. I love sleeping on the couch.
How did you meet your girlfriend?
We met in my last day of Hillcrest High. I was graduating. My graduation was coming up on graduation day, to be honest. And she was like, oh, let's take a picture. So we took a picture.
Did you know her?
I knew who she was, but I never really talked to her. I started talking with her the last couple weeks of the senior year. And I just really liked her. And we just started talking and started hanging out. And now we've been together for about 2 years.
How has dating been? Do you feel like you're learning how to be?
You learn a lot on dating, yeah.
Because I didn't know everything, but I grew up with a father. My dad. I didn't grow up with my mom, right? But my dad taught me how to treat women with respect,
yes,
and with honor and things like that. Is that something that you're learning, or is that something that maybe your dad or your mom taught you?
My dad and my mom, they were really good mentors for me. They any advice that I have, I ask for them. What I tell everyone, they are my best friend. Something happened in my life, I don't need a friend to be talking to. I can just talk to my parents. That's the best thing as possible you can do. So my dad and my mom, they taught me really well how to treat a woman, how to be respectful. My dad, he grew up with 2 ladies in his house. So his mom and his sister only. He was the only man in the house. So he needed to be respectful to them because he grew up with ladies. So he really taught me and my cousin, which is Gabriel, to be respectful to girls because it's really important for you to treat them right. They're ladies, they're not like guys, so you always got to be sure what you're talking to or what you're doing to them. I always got to make them feel happy, and so they did their job. So it was really nice.
Yeah, man. And you guys been together for how long now?
2 years, 2 years and something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're on your way.
I'm getting there.
With the holidays, what was a Christmas morning like for Lucas growing up?
In Brazil or in here?
Both.
In Brazil, just eat what was left over of the 24th, because then 25th you just have lunch, you do anything, but
let's talk about Christmas Eve. That's really when you celebrate.
That's really when you celebrate in South America. I was talking to my girlfriend, and she said that in her family they're Peruvian and Canadian. And their Peruvian side, they celebrate on 24th, the Eve as well.
That's a Latin thing.
Yeah, that's a Latin.
My Mexican side, they do the same.
Yeah, they do on the 24th, and America does it on the 25th, right? So I really like both of them, but if you had to choose one, I like the 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys cooking? Is there, what kind of food are you eating on the 24th?
They cook turkey, bro, but I don't like turkey.
Even now?
No.
Or in Brazil, they cook turkey?
Yeah, no, in the Christmas time. In Brazil, yeah, they cook turkey in there too. But it's not my thing.
But you were telling me prime rib. Or is that just Thanksgiving?
No, so I cook prime rib or top sirloin, that type of stuff, because I don't like turkey. So my family, we would always have both,
gotcha.
Because I think turkey is a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, turkey over here is...
We do both. So I'll do a turkey and I'll do a ham.
You do a ham. How about for Christmas?
Both.
And Thanksgiving? You do the turkey too, right?
Well, just turkey on Thanksgiving, but then I'll do a honey baked ham.
Honey baked ham is good.
Fire.
Yeah.
You talk about having the day after. Ooh, you make a nice ham sandwich. Ooh.
Yeah.
So good.
You slide that thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Did you did mom cook? No?
My mom is not the cook person. No.
Okay.
I'm skinny the way I am because of my mom, because she doesn't cook.
Well, she's a nutritionist, right?
She's a nutritionist, so she would always buy like those rice crackers, you know.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
Mom, come on. And then she buy bread. It's the health.
Keto.
I'm like, come on, Mom. Just like at least the artisanal bread, you know.
Yeah.
Now that I live by myself, I always buy the artisanal bread.
There you go.
So I'm getting a little bit more weight now.
There you go. She's like acai bowls. Oh,
Yeah.
is acai bowls pretty much like, because when I think about Brazil, I think about acai. That's a real thing, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. I love me a nice acai
Over there,
bowl.
we eat acai with condensed milk, Nutella, strawberries, leite ninho. Leite ninho is like the powder of milk, you know.
Oh, okay.
Strawberries, banana, and all that type of stuff. We throw it all there. It's so good, man. But it's like so much sugar on that.
Oh,
Over here,
yeah.
it's more the healthy way, right?
Is it?
Oh, isn't it?
I don't know. So when I go to Protein Foundry, I'll get OG Brazi. And it's acai, dark chocolate chunks. There's some granola, bananas, pineapple, blueberries, and I usually do like a scoop of protein.
A scoop of protein.
Yeah.
That's
So that's a
good.
little healthier.
Yeah, that's a little healthier. And Brazil is just sugar. Nutella, condensed milk. Yeah, that's
I've never had Nutella. Well, I've had Nutella, but I've never like bought Nutella.
what.
Yeah.
In my house, I have 2 pots of Nutella just like this. I love Nutella, man. With bread, I love eating bread and Nutella in the morning to go to the gym. I think it's a really good pre-workout.
I mean, I don't think so.
It gives me a little bit of energy, man. Because I don't like to eat a lot in the morning. That was my breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
I had just toast, Nutella. Amazing, man.
Now, Lucas, when I think about Christmas, I think about Christmas movies. I think about the Home Alones.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation. What are some of your favorites?
Some of my favorites. You mean like of my family, or what are my favorite
Like movies.
Movies. I really like the Polar Express.
Really?
You know Mike from our service department. The Mike from the service department of Fusa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yesterday he
With
was
Charlie.
Yeah, with Charlie. Charlie's our friend.
We won't talk about Charlie.
Charlie's just our friend. So he was leaving yesterday, and he was going to North Pole, you know. And he was just like, "Where are you going, Mike?" He was like, "Oh, I'm going to the Polar Express thing." And just, you know, like the movies that they sing, and then the kids are hot chocolate. Blah,
Yeah.
blah. So he was just going to that thing. So the Polar Express movie was a movie that I've always watched when I was a kid. I love that movie. It's just like you had the imagination that you're going to get those presents. And then you see all those things with the elves and all that. It was really fun. That was my movie to go to.
That's hilarious because
And the Home Alone too. That one was a really good one.
oh yeah.
I love that movie, Home Alone. And I'm like, he lived a life, man. Like, he had fun.
Oh yeah, that was you when you first got your apartment, huh?
Oh, definitely.
Jumping on the bed and making Sundays.
And do you remember the thing on his face?
Yeah, aftershave. Which
No.
I never got. Aftershave burns once you shave, but he didn't shave.
Unless you put like that thing, but you gotta shave and then you throw the alcohol, but then it burns. But what did he have to shave in there? Like, what was he gonna do? You know, like.
I was watching that movie recently.
Yeah, he's pretty smart, man. For like, I know it's a movie, but like for that, he was a pretty smart kid for that. You know, like.
Yeah, the second one was better.
Yeah, the second one was good. Or the guys were pretty stupid. One or the other.
I always tried to make little traps for my dad when I was younger. When that movie came out, I'd make little booby traps. Never worked, but I tried.
Never worked. Why?
He would always know.
He would always know.
I see the wire, Dre. I see the shoelace. I'm like, damn, let me like play along with me, Dad. Make me feel like I'm doing something. Yeah, man.
He made you try harder. That was what he was teaching you.
Did you guys decorate the tree together?
I never really liked to decorate the tree. As you could see, the one from Fusa, not very well decorated.
It looks nice. Give yourself some credit.
Yeah. Jay's wife, she was there redecorating yesterday. I'm like, come on, Emma, don't you think it looks good? I'm like, no, just need a little treatment, just like. I'm like, Emma, come on, it doesn't look good, huh?
You just put just a ribbon on it though.
Yeah, that's all they gave me. That's just the ribbon. So maybe I should take this ball.
Yeah. You can take some of my donation or some of my decoration. I don't have much. I did all that myself.
It's looking good, really good.
It's just, one strand of lights, some balls, and some candy canes.
It's looking really good. This is the first time I've been at Dre's places, so it's really cozy. It's really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really like it. Really shout out to that.
That's the goal here. I've always want people to feel welcome. When I have these conversations, especially with people that haven't done it before, this is your first time ever doing a broadcast of any sort.
First time. And Dre's the person that he taught me how to do videos. He's still teaching me because I'm not good yet. So he's still trying to teach me. I know that he has a lot of patience with me because we record things so many times. And shout out to Zach because he needs really good patience with me. So he's been teaching me so much. And I'm just really grateful for you, man. Really, thank you. Of course, man. And this thing over here too, like first time I'm doing this, it's experiences in my life that like I'm never going to forget. 20 years later, the first podcast I've done was with Dre. So,
and who knows what happens next?
You never know, man.
In life, like you embrace it, and this energy is an energy that I feel others hope they can take because life is tough, man. Life's tough, and life is short, and it's so short and so tough that we shouldn't dwell on the hard things. Don't dwell on it, and even the small things. Don't dwell on it.
No,
things are gonna be all right. If your kid spills something, okay, whatever. If a customer gets upset with you, okay, whatever.
Yeah, you don't gotta freak out. You just gotta live the moment and live with patience and just because everything happens for a reason. It's not happening just this is gonna happen and nothing's gonna happen back. No, if you treat people well, God is always gonna pay you back, man. This is because you're treating his kids, so. How come he not do anything for you if you give something to his kids? How can you not? I
never thought about it like that. That's so.
If you give, it always comes back because you're giving to I talk about it's freezing in Utah at this moment. There's so many homeless in downtown Salt Lake. So I recommend everyone if you have a couple of clothes at home, go to throughout Salt Lake and just see if there's anyone that need a couple jackets or a couple gloves. I don't know, because if you do it for them. Even though you don't do it the purest heart as possible, God is gonna give you something back, man. There is no way that He won't do it because you're taking care of His kids that doesn't have the ability to take care of their own. So they need us to help them. So just try to help them all.
Yeah, it's a tough place, man. Because in the summertime it gets super hot. Yeah. But in the winter we get super cold.
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of people die during the winter, man, because it's freezing.
Bro, I've heard of stories, and I think the news has stopped reporting on it. But there was, I think, a dozen people over the last, I want to say 4 or 5 years that have died just because it was cold.
Yeah, it's so sad, man.
And that's something that can be done, there's something that can be done to heat up a space for somebody.
Yeah, at least a couple places because it's imagine you just go from a store to your car to somewhere else and you're already, oh my gosh, it's so cold. Imagine sleeping on that at night.
Imagine getting wet, no clothes, no other clothes,
and snowing.
What are you gonna do if you accidentally spill? I spill stuff on me all the time.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do if you accidentally spill that drink on you? Or you get splashed with water.
You're gonna be cold the whole night, man.
And then that's when that 20-degree weather feels like 16. It's awful to think about. I was talking to my friend Will Wonder, and he was telling me about the Utah Jazz. They're thinking about moving. The rumor is the Utah Jazz, the Delta Center, is moving to Draper.
Really?
That's the rumor. What? Now, the thing about that is that there's a lot of money that the Utah Jazz generates downtown. A lot of the restaurants and bars and things like that generate income for those businesses. If the Utah Jazz move out of Salt Lake City,
it will bring them out.
Yeah. Now, what happens when these stores close? Now, what happens when the homeless population grows in the greater Salt Lake City area?
Yeah, because if you don't know, in Salt Lake, that's where all of the homeless is in. Downtown Salt Lake.
Yep. So it draws more of an issue, more of a problem, and I feel like if they move the Jazz to Draper's an expensive area.
Yeah.
Very expensive area.
And really nice neighborhood.
A very nice neighborhood. It's beautiful, but I think it will take away from other people being able to have the experience of going to a Jazz game.
Yep. Yeah. because it's probably gonna get more expensive to go to the Jazz game. Yeah, I remember when I first got here, like I used to pay $13 for the Jazz game.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not $13 anymore.
Nah, you could probably go see a Jazz game for maybe about 30, maybe
30,
$40.
Yeah, 40.
But you think about taking your family, right? If I take my son, that means getting him something to eat.
And it's crazy expensive in there, man.
Maybe a jersey, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about a few $100s just for one game.
Yeah.
And they're going to lose. No, shout out to the Utah Jazz, man.
Shout out Utah.
Jordan Clarkson, man. I love you, brother. Have you been to a game?
I've been to one. Who was it against? I don't remember who was it against, but we won. It was a real intense game. It was like we were winning the whole game, and then right in the last minutes, we started getting like with the same points, and then Utah Jazz just shut out, and they would just won. But it was a really close game. It was really good.
Did you always like basketball?
Yeah, I like watching. If it's good basketball, yeah, I like watching. It's fun. I don't like watching on the TV. I like watching in person more than on the TV.
What happened to Brazilian soccer? I feel like Brazil used to be so good. That was the team we always picked in FIFA.
Yeah, man.
What happened?
It's sad, huh?
Oh, man, it's awful.
Oh, don't even tell me about it.
I don't even know my homeboy's name with the long hair. He's a legend.
Neymar?
Neymar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's hurt at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
But still, man, like, I don't know what's going on. Because we just lost our coach from last year. We had, that coach was with us for about 5 years. And he just left. Now we have like a temporary coach that he has 2 jobs. So he coaches Fluminense, which was just champions of Copa Libertadores, and he always coached Brazil. But like, I don't know what's going on. He's just not being able to produce something with Brazil. Like, we've lost so many games in the last 6 games, which for countries that we've never lost before. So it's just like in Brazil, social media, man, like in Brazil journalism and all of that, they're like going harsh on him.
Wow.
Because it's like those people that are talking, that are on the news, they watch Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Romario, and then they have to watch this, man. And they're like, what's going on? And like, I've never seen Brazil be champion of like the World Cup.
Wow.
And we have 5, but I've never seen them. So
when was the last World Cup?
The last one was Argentina.
That's who won, but when's the last time Brazil won?
2002.
Wow.
2002
the
was
year
when
you were born.
No, I was born in 03.
Oh yeah.
A year after, so I didn't even had that feeling inside of me.
Jeez. Maybe you were the bad luck.
No, don't tell me about it. Yeah, I've never watched, man. I've seen Brazil be champion of Copa das Confederações, and that's it pretty much. But I would always watch their game, always. I was a kid that I loved soccer. I played soccer pretty much my whole life. I stopped after high school. I quit. But I would always watch their game, and now watching, it's upsetting. I never give up. Never give up on them. There was this one time when we were losing. In 2014, the game against Germany that we lost 7-1. It was like 5-0 halftime. My dad came up to me like, in 1940 something, Brazil was losing 5-0, and then we came back and they're so mad that we won 6-5. I'm like, okay, that's what's gonna happen. And I just believed it, bro. No, I didn't. We just got scored 2 more goals.
7-1.
7-1.
That's a tough game to watch.
And it was in Brazil. That's what it was
man.
like in Brazil home. Like,
are they rioting in Brazil? Like if you see like in Europe, right? The European stadiums, they're throwing bombs and stuff. Do you see that in Brazil?
Like bombs, you mean like the explosions?
Yeah.
They kind of stopped a little bit back in 2010 to 2015, like in the early 2000s. The stadiums were really bad. Like when you had Palmeiras and Corinthians in the same torcida in the same place,
Yeah.
it would never work out, bro. So they started doing like just whenever it's a home game for Palmeiras, just Palmeiras fans can go. Whenever it's Corinthians game for Corinthians, just Corinthians can go, because they fight and then kids get injured. It had, I don't know if you saw it. It had a fight in the game Brazil and Argentina, just the one last month. And I don't know what happened, but they just started fighting. Police got involved, and then it was pretty intense.
Dang.
Stadiums can be pretty crazy.
Were you ever into sports? Like, did you ever want to go and play?
My dream was to be a soccer player. I feel like that's a dream for a lot of Brazilian kids, to become a soccer player, because that's like, it's the way out. Like, it's something that we love to do it, and that's a dream that pretty much everything had. But I remember a teacher telling me, I remember like it was yesterday, like I don't remember his face, but I remember just him saying, like out of 10,000 players that try out for soccer, just one is gonna make it. When he said that, I'm like, damn.
That's when you have to have a strong belief, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Because you could be the one. It is a freezing December day. Your coffee's brewing. You're trying to stay warm. You can smell the holiday scents in the house. Grab your coffee, grab your hot cocoa, grab your beverage of choice, and I'll bring the stories. Hi, I'm Drerawka, and this is 12 Days of Podsmas. We'll be talking to some of your favorite people, getting to know what their childhood Christmas was like and what they're doing today.
Listen daily with my dad and his friends for 12 Days of Christmas. Only here on Unrestricted.
I'm at this point in my life right now, and I used to be like very, I don't want to say small-minded, but small goals, meaning I'd be like, one day I'm going to start a podcast. Now my mindset is one day I'm going to be the biggest media platform in Utah.
Yeah, and that's how you gotta be, man. You gotta dream big. You gotta dream for things that you don't even think you can do it. You're like, oh, this is too much for me. No, dream it. You don't know.
And go get it.
Yeah, I have a picture in the front of the Ferrari store, just like, But like, I gotta dream it. If I don't dream it, what's gonna motivate me to get there? So you want to be the biggest podcast, so like you gotta dream for that. If you don't dream it, what are you gonna get? Like,
yeah,
you don't know what's your end goal. So like my end goal is I want to help my parents the most that I can because they've given me so much. So I just want to give them back now. I want to have a house. I want to give my mom a house, my dad's a house. So I always have big goals for my life, and I feel like that's how we got to do it. We got to have big goals, and if we don't do it, you got to dream. God doesn't let us dream for no reason, bro. Yeah, he throws those things in our mind just because he's like, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Otherwise, he wouldn't let us dream about it. Why would he?
Yeah.
Just to like be dreaming and being. No. So dreams is something that can be for you. You just gotta believe on it and go for it.
Is that a vehicle you want? You want a Ferrari?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Does Brazil have its own vehicle? Like, do you guys have a
company that makes their vehicle?
Yeah, like Italian is Ferrari.
Yeah.
Americans Ford, Chevy.
I don't. There is, but not really popular. I just don't remember on top of my head. But they're not really popular, no.
Gotcha. So what kind of Ferrari do you want?
812 or the 458 I like both of them. Yeah, and they have to be red.
Have you drove in a Ferrari yet?
Never in my life.
Doesn't Ronaldo have one?
No, bro. If he had one, I would pay him to let me for him to take me on it.
You can't just buy a Ferrari, right? Don't you have to be on like a list?
From the dealership, you have to be on a list. Yeah, from the dealership, I'm pretty sure you have to be on the list to get access to a Ferrari.
Almost like a Rolex, right?
Yeah.
You can't just go and get a presidential. You have to own this one, and then you can.
And then you can get that one. Unless you know someone at the Rolex store, or unless you get a used model, or from a third party. But from Rolex you can. Or from Ferrari you can't. And Ferrari, you can't even customize their cars either. Like if you put like a wrap or something like that. I think Justin Bieber, he did something to his Ferrari and he got banned from Ferrari. He couldn't buy Ferrari anymore.
Wow. Yeah, because you're and you can't even resell it. You can't even sell it.
You
right?
can't resell it. You have a contract of 5 years, I believe, before you can resell the car. You gotta resell it back to Ferrari.
Wow. Man, I just want a G-Wagon.
A G-Wagon.
I just want a nice G-Wagon. I know they don't drive the best.
They're nice. I've driven. I mean, you drive tall, right?
Yeah.
So it's cool. I think it looks cool. Everyone looks at you when you're driving.
Yeah.
I think like.
I always thought they were bulletproof, even though they're not.
I'm sure there's a few of them that must be for sure.
All the rappers back in the day. This is before your time, but back in the day, there was a show called Cribs on MTV, and it was celebrities showing their cribs and their rides and stuff. And all the rappers, they always had a G-Wagon.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, I want one of those.
The G-Wagon is so nice. We just sold one recently, and the guy, he comes to the store a couple times, and he's just doing so many nice modifications to the car. I'm like, dang man, you're making this car look nice. Like
the more Jeeps I see at the dealership too, I'm like, oh, I might want to get a Wrangler.
Yeah, they're nice. Wranglers are really nice. They look, it's cool. I think I prefer to drive the Wrangler than the G-Wagon. I think the Wrangler sits more comfortable than the G-Wagon.
And then I look at the SRT. I think it's SRT.
The Trackhawk. The Jeep.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a dream one. That's definitely a dream one. That's definitely the car I would buy. Or the SVR too. the one Renato has.
Yeah.
That I drove that one last week, man.
Nice.
That's the car I wanted. Like, it's so nice, man.
What's your thoughts on electric vehicles?
Not for me.
No.
I hate it. I hate that you have to like I put the Tesla to charge at the dealership the other day. It took 6 hours 6 or more to charge completely, bro. Like
what are you doing in 6 hours? You just sit there and wait?
Yeah, if it's your car, like if it's the only car you have, what you gonna do? Like if you live like in a place that I live that doesn't have electric charge, what are you gonna do?
Dang.
You have to go to Tesla all the time to charge it.
That's true. How long does that charge last though?
I don't know how long, but it's like a fuel tank pretty much, not that much.
So it's probably a couple days, and you have to go recharge it again. That's a lot of time is money, man.
Time is money, no.
And you don't get that time back. So if you're out there waiting in that lobby for 6 hours or waiting in your car for 6 hours.
There's no possible way. There's those fast chargers that they charge fast. And of course, there's people that they live in their house and then once they get home, they just recharge. And that totally makes sense. But that's not my case. I live in an apartment and I can't just like, blah.
Yeah.
But they're cool. They're good for the environment, I believe. But it's just not I like muscle car. I like V8 superchargers. I'm liking turbos now. M3. That's probably my dream car at the moment. That can be, Ferrari's a little bit like the dream. M3 would be the next one that I'm dreaming about. I'm pretty far still.
Lucas loves his cars. You could tell. You brightened you up talking about these things.
I love cars, man. Like I love talking about them. It's something that I just always played with it. So that's natural for me, Do
you get your hands dirty? Are you in the engine?
No, I'm not that type of person. No, I try to become that type of person that like sometimes when I had a Dodge Charger and I did a couple modifications to that, but just like simple modifications. Like I put different of headlights, bumper, like cosmetic stuff. I don't do like mechanics. I don't understand much about it. I did on my motorcycles. I do a few things on them. But I couldn't turn my motorcycle on. I had a motorcycle that the guy said it was just a bad alternator. I changed the alternator, didn't turn it on, man. So I'm like, I don't know if it's me or if it's the alternator or if it's the motorcycle. So I just told the bike, just whatever. Like,
was this the same bike that you allegedly ran away from the police on?
No, not that one. That one I would not be able. I wouldn't be able possible to.
Allegedly, he allegedly ran.
Allegedly, but the R6 that I had, the one that got stolen, that was the nicest one. That one a couple of times, yeah, allegedly.
Lucas, what do you want for Christmas?
What do I want for Christmas? I think the way the month has begun, it's already been a really good Christmas present. Like all of this change that has had in my life this last couple months. I think that has been a really good present for me of the 2023. So I just look forward to meeting more nice people like I met you, like I met Renato and everyone else. So I just look forward to meeting more nice people, man, because people is what makes your life good. It's what gives you like experience in life. So it's something that I look forward to more people in my life. Yeah.
I love that, bro. Well, I wanna put a cap on this. Obviously, I want to have you back. We can
Definitely.
talk more life. But do you want to give the people your social media? Do you want to shout out anything?
Yes, my social media is Andre Lucas Hora. If you guys ever have any questions, I work at Fusa Motors. We are a dealership. If you guys ever need a car or anything like, I'm a salesperson over there. We'll be able to help you out. Our address 8160 South State Street. We already learned how, Jay.
FusaMotors.com.
FusaMotors.com. Shout out to Jay. Thank you for having me, Jay. Really appreciate you putting all your time in here and giving me this opportunity to talk a little bit more. It's been really great.
Absolutely, bro. Lucas is a tremendous salesman. He'll get you into a vehicle that fits you, that fits your budget. So definitely go see him. Go see the good folks over at Fusa. I feel like the last few months we've been growing a lot.
We've been growing a lot, yes, definitely.
Renato's been telling me some things, so I feel like we're doing a good job. In 2024, more giveways.
More giveaways, yep.
Big things. So who knows? We might get that trip that we've been asking for.
Yep, let's get it.
We just gotta tell Renato, hey man, we got a great idea. idea. Go to Brazil.
We ship a car down there.
Yeah.
We're like, look at Fusion Motors. Look at where we can get you.
We don't have a beach here, so we can't shoot. We need to go to the beach to shoot this video.
Definitely.
Yeah. Don't you want to go back home?
He's gonna send us to California, bro.
Yeah. Like, just go to California.
And they're like, nah.
Great Salt Lake. There's a beach on the Great Salt Lake. Just play Ronaldo, man. We love you. Again, Lucas, man, thank you.
Thank you, Dre.
I can't wait to do a part 2 with you.
Oh, definitely. I can't wait to bring you more information, and my life is just getting started.
Yeah.
So
his next story's gonna make you cry. So
yep.
Be on the lookout for that. Podsmith, thank you again for hanging out with Podsmith. We got one more day, and it's gonna be a cap on this year's Podsmith. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed these stories. Allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. If you want to get a t-shirt, a hoodie, however you want to support the podcast, I would appreciate it. Maybe you can't buy a hoodie or something. I get it. It's hard out there. It's expensive. The cost of living's crazy. Feel free to give this podcast a share it with your friends. It's free to do that. So go ahead and do that. And let me know about what you thought about Lucas's story and whatnot. Drop a comment. I hope you guys have the day you deserve. Always protect your light. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Peace.